Welcome to another episode of 5 on Friday. Today we are talking about nonfiction books because it is Nonfiction November. I have a list of 5 of my favorite nonfiction books from over the years that I would love to tell you about, and you should totally add them to your list if you're planning on reading some nonfiction this month. The first one is Biscuit by Laura Hillenbrand. She is pretty popular for her awesome nonfiction stories that feel like a narrative fiction kind of a book, and this one is about the famous horse Biscuit, who won all kinds of awards back in the day, and there's like a huge, beautiful, amazing backstory of his. And I am not a huge horse person, but I found this book to be amazing and awesome, and I always tell people, even if you're not a horse fan, then you're gonna still love this book. Another one that I loved is John Adams by David McCullough. He is famous for writing these great big epic biographies of all kinds of people. This one is, of course, about one of our early presidents, John Adams, and a founding father, and I feel like he is one of the good guys. I feel like he is decent and true and honest and different from some of the other stories we hear about the founding fathers, and he had an amazing relationship with his wife Abigail, and this book goes into big time detail about all of that, and it made me want to know them. It made me think about them while I wasn't reading, and while I'm on my trip, I'm excited to be able to visit some of the places that featured in his life. The third one that I loved is called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. This one was really popular a few years ago, and I think made it across all the reading lists and through all the book clubs and everything. It is definitely worth the hype. It is about the lady who unknowingly donated her cells to cancer research, and everything that we've learned about cancer and the medicines that we have been developed have all come from her. Everything goes back to her. When she was sick with cancer, they took her cells. Those cells are still growing today and a major contribution to science, but the story is more about her family and what happened to them, and the anger they felt about all of this, and how they didn't get compensated, how everything fell apart. And I just remember feeling so many emotions while reading this book. It's an amazing story. The fourth book is Educated by Tara Westover. Another really kind of controversial, crazy book about a girl, her upbringing with her crazy dad who didn't believe in schooling or medicine, and she ended up taking charge of her own education, and she ended up getting like a doctorate from Cambridge or something. The story is just crazy. It is one of those books that I could not stop thinking about for a long time after reading. Really interesting stuff. Another nonfiction book I loved is called Every Falling Star by Sungju Lee. And this is sort of a YA nonfiction about a boy who grew up in North Korea and situations he was living in, and what happened to his parents, and how he finally got out, and the story of his escape. It's just such an incredible story and really eye-opening to the stuff that is going on there, and such an incredible survival story also. So I just absolutely loved it. There's a lot of books about this subject, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So there you have it. 5 awesome nonfiction books that I suggest you read. If you are planning on reading some nonfiction and you haven't read any of these, then this is an awesome start for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for another episode of 5 on Friday next week. Until then, happy reading.